He will do anything to manipulate someone into believing his side.
Just like how you were manipulated by a single email to make this commentary video. Hello everyone. I have the little Yoshi family down here, but recently I just got this purple Yoshi. Everyone go down to the comment section and thank Serenity for it. I am very thankful that I got it, and now I actually got a Yoshi that matches my channel colors, and the actual Yoshi that's in my channel logo thing. It's about damn time. But regardless, I'm here to talk about a commentary channel. Lonza, or Lanza, however you pronounce it. No disrespect at all to this commentary channel, but I'm here to bring up problems that I have from one video that I watched. I have no idea if their videos are all like this, or at least this is how it's structured and set up, but I've been talking about Ohmwrecker for a little while, and I got sent an email with a bunch of information about Ohm is bad, yada yada yada, with no actual proof to all the claims that is said in the email. This email is from somebody by the name of SusanStorm445 at yahoo.com, and I'm fine sharing it because not only did I get it and this person got it, several other people got it as well. And then the Susan Storm wanted to then send a video to me about someone else talking about the information they sent to me. So like, I don't know the goal of like what this person wants. Like, you want me to check out this information and stuff like that, but are you trying to get me to like make a video about it? Because the only other people who have this information are other commentary channels that I know. If you're a commentary channel or you make YouTube videos about like YouTube drama, did you receive this email and this information at all? Well, this Lonza or Lanza person did get information from this person and got this exact same email, probably copy and pasted the exact same email, and I wanted to be able to talk about it because I didn't cover a video about it because there's simply no proof to a lot of the claims the email is doing, and bringing up this information doesn't bring anything new to the table. It might make us feel better that like maybe Ohmwrecker has always been the guy we thought he was. Like, he obviously screwed the Vanoss crew by trying to like spread allegations about him through like lies and him conducting himself in a very bad way on Twitter and the whole 9 yards. I mean, I disagree with everything that Ohm did and all of his actions. And it seems like since 2003, 2005, he's always been like that because that's where a lot of this information's from. But this information is dug up from such a long time ago, it doesn't prove anything besides he's been the same piece of crap he's always been. But that's probably the best thing you can call out about all of this stuff. Yes, there's some cringy posts back in the day and how he mistreated other people online, but everyone has done it. Even your favorite members of the Vanoss crew have done it, but nobody's making videos talking about them doing it. And the reason why is people have this perception that what they did wasn't that bad, it's just some cringy old tweets that Wildcat had, and they got rid of them all because they don't want people making videos about just cringy old stuff. It doesn't matter. They were young, they said some stupid stuff on the internet, there was nothing really meant by any of it, they were just young and it was cringy stuff and they're tired of people trying to use that against them. Well, these people are doing the same thing with Ohmwrecker, and people might be saying, hey, aren't you against Ohm? Weren't you against Ohm, TJV? Yes, I'm against Ohm and his actions he's doing now. I don't know what he's done over 2 decades ago, and I simply do not care. I'm judging the guy off how he acts now. And if Ohmwrecker was in his early 20s and stuff like that, people should be able to brush this stuff off and say it was cringy stuff. Yeah, it proves the point that Ohmwrecker's always been the same piece of crap, and that he's always went to the internet to rant and do all this stuff, but the fact that he has revenge tapes, he's a racist, the fact that he tried suing a company just because he thought they made fun of his disability, yeah, no, that's not the truth at all, and it's all spun in this email to make Ohmwrecker seem worse than he is. This is somebody, the Susan Storm person sending this email around, is trying to kick a man while he's down, aka being a bully. They hate the guy for whatever reason, and they want to sit here and make his reputation as bad as they possibly can. Do I like that? No, I don't like that. I don't want to kick a man while he's down. Sure, I'll make a video about it and talk about it and show my displeasure and all of it, but I'm obviously going to be able to sit here, read into the exact same information these people are, and I'll be able to have a different opinion or a different conclusion from it. How does this Lanza person come into it? Well, he's one of the first people to make a video about this email that so many other commentary channels got. I've already showed the email and some of the information that's in the email. Could I be wrong and could this all be true? Maybe, but if there is no proof, what is the bother to talk about it or express that it could be true so much in your video if there's simply no proof of that? Let's jump right into it.
Oh man, so this Ohmwrecker drama, just when I thought I learned enough about the guy, it turns out that through an unnamed source, I was able to learn a little bit more about how this guy acts.
And that's it. That's what the video should have talked about, but it doesn't just talk about the way he acts.
And let me tell you, what I read, he is exactly the same as he was years ago.
I don't think he's exactly the same. That's about 2 decades ago. I think he conducts himself a little bit better and he doesn't go so deep into some petty conversations. I mean, he still does that on Twitter, let's be honest. Then Lonza shows the something awful form, and then his account, the Mystic, which that's what his was apparently.
He was with somebody named Goose. They were believed to be underage at the time, and he apparently made a tape with her similar to how Kim Kardashian got famous.
Is this proven by anything? Like, did both parties come out and say that it happened? Did one party say it? Did they say it out of spite? We have no idea, guys. But we're going to assume that it might be the case, or we might have to think that it could be the case.
I do want to point out though that there is no proof that she was underage, but it is believed to be underage.
But what about the tape thing? Is there any proof to that? Ugh. And then there's some transcripts of what he said. There's nothing in there proving anything. Just proves that he doesn't conduct himself well on the internet, and he engages in conversations and ranting about other people and his personal life on the internet. But again, he was almost 20 years younger at the time too. I don't know why this is being brought up, and hey, if it proves that he's more of an a-hole, sure, go ahead, rant about it at that point. But sitting here accusing him of having a revenge tape and all that stuff is just a little too much. And I'm not gonna kick a man while he's already down. I know a lot of people watching this video might be willing to. That's fine. But I don't condone bullying and harassing or anything of that type. And it seems like this Susan Storm person wants everyone to re-jump on the Ohmwrecker train and hey, let's hate Ohmwrecker for another month. I'm not gonna do it. Especially since Ohmwrecker's been kind of chilled out recently. He hasn't been tweeting a lot about crap. I mean, he has like some tweets here and there, but it hasn't been super explosive and expressive like it was. Things have been actually getting slightly better recently, which is weird, even though he still hasn't shown all of his evidence and proof yet to the accusations that he made towards the Vanoss crew.
How exactly did you dump this lady? Way nicer than I should have, but trust me, there was no right way to leave her. I did want to keep things work and gave her multiple chances. She kept screwing up and I had to finally say, listen, I respect myself too much to allow this to continue. You disrespected and threatened me for the last time. She fought, tried to get me to hit her, left, made a scene outside. Cops came out and that was that. Since then, she has tried to keep her promise of making my life hell with the assistance of a goon, Saba, and most recently a cop that she's now with and using against me. So take someone that insane and then have a cop around to protect them. This is still going on since I left her on Sunday 3/13, and based off what I know when it comes to her other ex on this forum who's a mod, this won't stop for a while.
Luckily, I have things I can release as it continues. She knows what she's playing with. I wonder what he's referring to, those things that he can release. Well, remember how I said that him and her made a Kim Kardashian related piece of media? Well, turns out he's gonna use that against her if she tries to step on his toes in any sort of way.
And where is your proof or evidence that he made that? Is it because the Susan Storm person emailed you just like they emailed everybody else saying that? And we're supposed to believe this person why? Again, nothing's ever proven that that was made. And I just wonder, did this person commute with the Susan Storm person? Did you email the person back and get proof? And if you did, why didn't Susan Storm put the proof in the email in the first place? Or you're just jumping on it right away because you want to make an Ohmwrecker drama video and get your views to score up really high. Or I could be wrong. Maybe you were easily manipulated to make this video right away. And if you think that that's the worst thing that this commentary channel did, no, it gets a little bit worse in his video.
18 years have gone by, and it doesn't seem like he's learned how to fix himself in any sort of way. We all know that Ohmwrecker is pretty much insane, but it's just fun to see the fact that he's been acting the same exact way for 20 years. At one of his old jobs, he even sued in 2009 claiming that they made fun of his disability. The case was dismissed, and almost a decade later in about 2016, he tried to file an appeal and it failed. 7 years later, 7 years had gone by since he failed at his first thing, and he filed an appeal just because he was that vindictive over it.
Now, I agree with some of the things you said, that he continues to act the same way. I believe he's acted like this for a long time. There could be something wrong up here, and he chose to act pretty dumb on the internet from time to time. He chose to release the information the way he did. He doesn't have a lot of self-control to what he says and what he releases out. I agree with what you're saying there. But the whole case and stuff like that, it's literally in the email and you can read it. It's not just because they were making fun of his disability why he chose to sue.
At one of his old jobs, he even sued in 2009 claiming that they made fun of his disability.
It was also the sexual harassment part. It literally says in there, and then you sit here and say 7 years later he decides to appeal it again after he already lost. It doesn't say that. It said it was decided in October 5th of 2016. He could have made this appeal long before that, and they could have just took taken a while. Appeals take a long time when it comes to these cases. And if you think he just up in 2016 says, hey, I want to do an appeal again, and they got back to him in the exact same year, it usually doesn't go by that quick. Again, I don't know any private information at all. I'm just looking at this and being like, something doesn't line up. I think this is being spun or painting a picture to make it seem like, oh, look how petty he is. He can't take an L. He just wants to continuously try to appeal and he doesn't want to lose anything. He jumps on it way too much. He's obsessive when the thing could be completely different. This is somebody who had to go to court against a company that chose to fire him, apparently, and he's suing against them. And again, I don't know all the information. I don't know. I'm just looking at the exact same information you were given that was sent to me through email by this Susan Storm person, and that's not what it says. I don't even think you bothered to read any of that information about that court case. What happened, the appeal, everything. You didn't decide to look into any of that. And that's what's dangerous. You're spinning this to make it sound a certain way so people can sit here and try to target Ohm over these things. And this is where the coordinated harassment can happen from certain fans. I've had fans in my community try to coordinate attacks against him, and I've gotten rid of them out of my community the best I can. Shadow banning them from my Discord, getting rid of their messages, reporting the users. But by doing stuff like this, you're creating a narrative and a story behind all of these pieces of information. But the truth is, Lonza, you do not know any of this information. You just got sent this in an email and you're running with it as if you know all this information. You truly don't. You just screwed up on the court case thing. It wasn't just because of the disability being made fun of. It was also the sexual harassment on top of that. And it says it right on the screen, the thing that you chose to show on the screen. But regardless, let's keep going and find any other issues.
And he's had a track record of doing this online, outside of just IRL stuff with a job suing and whatnot. You've seen it with the H2O Delirious drama. He keeps bringing it up.
Yeah, he keeps bringing it up. And I can see where somebody sits here and says, oh, just like the court case, he kept bringing that up, trying to keep bringing up an appeal or whatever. But the H2O Delirious thing, that could have been just something more towards an egocentric thing as well. Delirious decides to sit here and tweet about Ohm this day. Ohm wants to sit here and try to defend himself and retaliate on Twitter. I don't blame the guy for trying, but he could have done it in a lot better way to be able to conduct himself. But hey, I don't know. I don't know everything. This court case could have been something more serious. This is something that actually took finances out of this guy. And I'm trying to be for real with you guys here. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, hey, let's start the hate train on Ohm. Even though a lot of people like to do it, you just gotta see this through more realistic, mature eyes.
This dude does not let go. I bet you he's thinking about Goose and these Something Awful Forum users all the time as we're speaking right now. He's probably thinking about them right now.
You really think he's thinking about something that happened about 2 decades ago? I don't know how old you are, but let's just shorten that down to like 5 years ago. Are you thinking about certain people that did you wrong 5 years ago? Because I bet Ohm feels like those people did him wrong. He was in a bunch of arguments on that Something Awful forum or whatever, and there was a lot of beef between them. He had an ex on those forums and whatever. Are you thinking about your ex from like 2 decades ago? Would anybody be thinking about that? Maybe as like a slight afterthought or something like that, but I don't think he's obsessively thinking about them. This is just being unrealistic and actually targeting somebody. Don't get me wrong, I've said some mean things about Ohm before, and I stand by 90% of what I said about that, but at least that stuff was about more realistic stuff, like him suing me and threatening for me to have to sell my car to pay for financial stuff in court. At least with my things, he was like directly calling out my channel and my brand, and at least the stuff I was calling out was a little bit more relevant, and it happened literally just a couple months ago. With what you're doing, you're trying to sit here and say, oh, I bet he's thinking about the stuff that happened 2 decades ago. This small thing that happened on the internet, I bet Ohm's smart enough to sit here and get over it within a week. Well, I could be wrong on that, but I don't think 2 decades later he's still obsessive over this stuff.
He's so obsessed when somebody does him wrong in any tiny way, he will try to ruin their entire lives and then try to blame other people for ruining his life. It's hilarious to see a grown man act like this.
He does act like that, I'm sure he does. We've all seen it before, especially recently. But the stuff from 2 decades ago? We, again, don't know the full story. It ain't like we can just go online and look at these forums now. Trust me, you can't. I've tried.
The stuff about the videos is bunk too. We told him we'd ban him if he posted them. This stuff makes my day. It's completely hilarious. I'm sure the original thread about him is still archived in the mod forum somewhere. I should dig it up one of these days for a laugh. So this poster is saying that those videos that he claimed he have of him and Goose, you know, having fun, they're completely bugged, they don't exist. The guy was just trying to use some sort of fake leverage to seem like he had something against her or whatever.
Okay, so you have something that was sent in the email that debunks that those videos are real, but earlier you claimed that they were real, and they did do that, and she's alleged to be underage, but you don't have proof of that. But you never said you didn't have proof of the other thing. Hold on. Then what's the point of talking about it if you have no proof? This is just, again, it seems like maybe this Susan Storm person is someone that's still salty about it after 2 decades later. There are people like that, but I don't think Ohm is. You know what I mean? Ohm's had a ton of drama happen over the last 2 decades. Stuff bigger than this. Ohm's had huge success with what he's done, and then he's had some failures in what he's done. I don't think he cares about something that he used to put forums about. I think he's beyond that at this point. I just think bringing it up doesn't bring anything new to the table at all. And it's kind of a waste of a video. I mean, so many people are going to click on it and be like, wow, Ohmwrecker is worse? How is he worse? Oh, none of that's proven at all? And it just might be true? Like a less than a 20% chance of this being true, maybe? And that's being generous, saying 20%? I mean, come on, man. You could have talked about like one of his recent tweets and how he's being smug or something, and that would have been a better video than this. Hey, I get it. I used to do it a long time ago. I used to make commentary videos talking about the smallest and most little thing, but this secret person who tipped you off that I just exposed in my video, you probably don't even know who that is. And that's really important if you have this unnamed source that gave you information. It is not trustworthy.
So that is all of Ohmwrecker as of today. This stuff that was sent to me is some of the craziest stuff that I've seen. We all know the guy's insane, but he was acting like this 2 decades ago.
If all of that is true, I mean, his actions, and if he's really the mystic on that forum, which he very well could be, I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm sure he is that mystic user. The most you can probably call him out for is being cringy and saying a bunch of dumb stuff on the internet. Stuff that he wouldn't be able to get away today with. But that's the only thing you could probably call him out for. Everything else seems like bullcrap to me. I don't see how this is so shocking to you. I don't know, maybe you were just easily manipulated.
That's insane to me. That is crazy. How can somebody be so deluded?
Really, dude? Again, I'm not trying to start beef with another commentary channel at all. I swear, I'm not. I'm just saying, how is this so easily believed by people? Will people just believe anything nowadays? Man, I better send out emails about how Crow of Judgment, you know, he sat here and beat up a little 3-year-old. He beats up babies and stuff like that. I better send that email out to so many commentary channels and name myself like Invisible Woman 37. Commentary channels will start making videos about him now because I can send the information. I can send the proof. No, I'm just giving you a crap. There is probably something to talk about in all this, but all these spins and allegations that he did this revenge tape thing and all this stuff that like bringing up the court case without mentioning proper details of that court case and just assuming that he appealed almost a decade later. I mean, come on, you don't have anything backing that up. You maybe have like a portion of your audience that is willing to sit here and just eat all that up and listen to it, and then they're going to take it as fact and then run to Twitter and tweet at Ohm about it without legitly showing anything of any proof. I mean, I get it, bringing it up saying there are allegations but nothing's being proven, but taking a deeper dive and then showing all those screenshots on screen and then sitting here saying that there may be or most likely or alleged that this is and stuff like that, and trying to spin a story and make it sound a certain way and then jump on the guy and call him insane and delusional and obsessive. I mean, you're kind of jumping on him and labeling him before even knowing whether or not that is fully true yet.
And it also seems like this very last post implied that the videos do exist. One of them says no, one of them says yes, so we don't know. But if that's true, that means this guy recorded that video and used it as leverage against his ex-girlfriend simply because she left him.
But there's no proof. Somebody says it is true, the other person saying it isn't true, and there's no proof.
All this evidence right here proves to you that you should not trust Ohmwrecker in anything he says.
How is that evidence? You didn't even really prove if any of that is true. He had some beef with people a long time ago, but sitting here saying, oh, you shouldn't believe anything Ohmwrecker says because of this old stuff. That's how you don't have good conversations with people. Oh, you did this one bad thing a long time ago. I'm not going to believe anything that you say. But that bad thing isn't even proven yet. I just heard. Am I the only one scratching my head at this, trying to think like, where is the proof at? I rewatched this video like 3 or 4 times. I don't see any proof of this video, these pictures, anything existing.
He will do anything to manipulate someone into believing his side.
Just like how you were manipulated by a single email to make this commentary video. I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna do jabs towards this guy, but I think we're already there in the video.
And that includes changing up his story,
Maybe.
calling everybody who doesn't believe him garbage,
Maybe.
the whole 9 yards.
Maybe. We have no idea. We don't know the full story. We don't have all the proof. We don't have all the evidence to sit here and make a decision about any of this. And then begs the question if we should sit here and even have to make any decision over this because it happened over 20 years ago and there's no weight behind any of this stuff. Again, the Susan Storm person was just trying to cook people to make a video, including me, including you, and including some other commentary channels that I know, to make a video about Ohm and drama that happened almost 2 decades ago and spin it and make it sound worse than it actually was. Again, I don't know, but there's no proof saying there is. So why is this guy and other people like the Susan Storm believing it so much? Well, when people hate a content creator, they're willing to go to great lengths and accuse people just as bad as Ohmwrecker accused the Vanoss crew.
Many of those forum posts are gone, deleted. We can't see them ever now because it's just old internet stuff.
And that's all it is old internet stuff. And we can't see the full story. We can't see those forums. So, pretty much what you're saying is that this entire video means nothing. Wow.
But what we're able to see here shows that he's been acting the same exact way for at least 20 years.
I mean, maybe he was acting the exact same that he did 20 years ago. That might be the case. I definitely think he has the same qualities as a younger child. He acts like a big baby all over Twitter. He acted like a big baby every single time I talked to him in DMs. And he probably still does act like a big baby. But does that mean this big baby deserves to sit here and be falsely accused of stuff and people should just automatically believe he did it because we disagree with the stuff he's doing and the actions he's doing? No. We don't like the guy and the guy has done stuff we don't like. That doesn't mean he's done every single thing we do not like him to do. That doesn't mean he's done all these horrible things just because he's done some horrible things. You need proof to be able to believe this stuff. You need proof to be able to prove it to other people so they can believe this stuff. But with the way you're doing it and the way you're conducting, there are people on the internet who will run with this and go back to attack him about it. You can easily be manipulated by all these emails being sent into you. And I would just be careful going forward. I get emails all the time saying that this guy did this bad and this guy did this bad, and they have screenshots, they have proof. I've gotten so much proof of Discord servers treating an individual bad. And yes, while that would be interesting to be able to sit here and make videos about, I just don't know the full story and I don't know the full proof. And sometimes it's not even worth engaging because the best thing to do is to be able to go report things in the first place, rather than trying to send it to these commentary channels to make these videos. Again, not trying to hound this commentary channel at all, but it is a legit issue that I wanted to be able to bring up. I just want to be able to sit here and report on things that are true, that does have something behind it. Like if he tweets out again about all these allegations against the Vanoss crew, and I think it's all bull and it's a lie, like I have for the most part, I will continue to talk about that stuff. It's relevant, it's new, it actually means something to this entire situation we've been talking about for so long, but never am I gonna sit here and try to bring up old stuff, spin it, not include certain parts, but highlight other parts and make the guy seem worse and add more weight to his shoulders, because that's kicking a man while he's down, and I don't think commentary channels should do that. But hey, that's just my opinion. Do you believe any of this stuff? If you don't, if you do, explain right down in the comment section below. Lonza, no hate to you or anything, it's just I had a problem with your video. Hopefully we are cool, but most likely commentary channels hate me whenever I call them out. But my intention wasn't to call you out, but it probably seems like that. To Ohmwrecker, if you have anything to be able to say upon this, feel free to comment or hit me up. I'd love to get more opinions about this so all this can be settled. But again, I just think it's old drama and it doesn't need to be discussed. It was settled, or if it wasn't settled and everybody moved on, nothing heinous probably happened, which is my assumption. I'm not going to assume everything Ohm does, he's done something heinous on top of it, but I have no idea. And if you're a commentary channel and you've gotten a similar email, please comment that down below as well. And hey, you can even hit me up on my Discord. My link's down in the description below. Hit me up on Discord and let me know exactly what the email said. See if we got exact same emails or not. I believe they were all copied and pasted to each other. I believe they were all copy and pasted when it was sent out to all these commentary channels. Thank you guys for watching so much, and I will see you guys all next time. Peace.